I don't know if it's tears from just clearing the throat or just the end of the week. I don't know. We're here. We're alive. We are good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another episode. Episode 13. Real, you know what I'm saying? Real organizational, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kingdom Hearts, shout out to the more and all that stuff. We feeling real good, man. What's going on? WenEazy. How you doing this week, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I wish we had like black cloaks and hoods so that we
Bro,
could have really fit the theme.
dog, I'm like halfway there. I didn't even notice, but if I put this shit all the way up like this. If I put it all the way up to the face, I could low-key make it work. But listen, Halloween's coming. I'm about to dead ass dress up as an organization member, just walk around the streets with the cloak up and shit. Talking about, I'm about to say, you know where Kingdom Hearts is? Like, bitch, you on crack? Never mind. They might get me arrested. Let me stop that. But
They might.
Oh man, we're here for another week. It's episode 13. I can't believe it, bro. Like, actually, like we were rolling out on this for a little bit now. We're in the thick of it, bro. We're really in the thick of it. News is kind of, coming and going, ebbing and flowing. Games have been dropping left, right, and center. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
Elden Ring craze, we're in the middle of it. People have. I feel like before you even get to any of the topics, like, Elden Ring is kind of really. I feel like it's like this was like the first transition of a first FromSoft game into like the mainstream. Like everybody's on it now. Like,
Yeah, Sekiro, you kind of saw people bleed into it a little bit because there's a lot of weebs and like a lot of anime fans who are like, "Oh, I want to play this game because it looks like an anime game, but like really
yeah.
good." But Elden Ring really has captured like it propelled itself into the mainstream, and I wanted to see what that entails from software and what it entails for that series in general.
hmm I'm like, it's a lot now, but it's like, okay, you guys have done so well. You're outselling everybody. You're outsold Call of Duty. I think actually it only came short to Call of Duty Vanguard over the past year in total, like revenue sales of a game's like
Mm.
first release in its first like a few weeks. So it's like, yo, you guys are killing it. But
Yeah.
now, like, the spotlight's on y'all a little bit when it comes to future titles. Like, yo, whenever they see FromSoft, they want to know what's the next, Elden Ring, what's going on with it, what's
Or
popping, what's
even
in the development
future
cycle.
or even just future content for this game in and of itself too is like that's another thing is
Absolutely.
like people they're gonna be watching it like is this that's it, you're just gonna drop this and like disappear, or is there gonna be DLC, or what's the move?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like they will have a robust post-launch content slate. I feel like they have to, man. With a game this size, I feel like they had to have some in the tuck.
The thing about it is that they don't even need to do too much crazy because the game is just so massive in and of itself that like you could replay the game and play it completely different than you played it the first time. There's good replayability in the game in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they don't have DLC, to me, I don't think it would be like a bad thing, but it would be, I think that they could capitalize on the popularity that the game has now and
Oh,
really
absolutely.
make something of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree. Now, you already know me. Let somebody paying me, you know what I'm saying, or giving me that copy. I'm not playing that shit. See what I'm saying? I'm just been very, very much enjoying all of you guys suffering, you know what I'm saying, being tarnished and maidenless all over the place. It brings me personal joy, of course. But to speak generally to it, man, they've been killing it. FromSoft have been, they killed it. They really, really made a banger from what I've been seeing across the timeline. People are enjoying it. So you know what? It's a win. It's a win for the community. I will say that.
It is. It is.
I definitely got to do that, man. But yeah, all right, that's enough of Elden Ring talk. Let's get that shit out the way, man. Whatever. The tarnished people gonna come talk shit to me, talking about, oh yeah, you gotta play it, bro. You're pussy, man. Fuck that. It's for my mental health. I don't need to play that shit. But anyways, let's warm up a little bit more, man. We got a couple of topics to talk about in the warm up. So first and foremost, man, we got to get the vegetables out the way. The saddening news from this week. Luminous and Square Enix have announced a delay for Forspoken back later in the year to October 11th, 2022. Now, I mean, damn, but I mean, I feel like it's something that kind of had to be done from what my personal opinion of what we saw so far. But what do you think, Lynn?
I don't. Game delays to me aren't like necessarily bad news. When you think about how many games are just out that you haven't played, I don't think that there's any reason to really be too upset about it, especially in this day and age. There's just so many games being developed and so many games being released this year that a game getting pushed back isn't the end of the world, because I promise you there's another game that's coming out that you could easily use to fill the void.
Yeah,
Forspoken getting delayed is a great thing, I say, because it looks like a game we've never really seen before, and I really would love for it to have all the polish, because what I would hate for it to happen is that they push for the release, and then the game releases, and then it's like, oh well, the game actually doesn't play so well. Maybe this IP just sucks, kind of thing. Like I want them to really, because it's a new IP. I want them to release with the most strength possible, so that people don't write it off as like a mistake.
I agree. Nah, 100% agree. It's like, especially for me, this was on my list of one of my most anticipated games from this year. I don't want it to, lose credibility from being rushed out in this state and not being as polished as possible. Again, this is just speaks to the general thing for every debate. If you don't think you're ready, don't be ready. Take your time, do whatever you need to do to fix your game, polish it up, and do whatever you need. In my, I guess, view of an observation of what Forspoken was looking like, it was a lot of frame rate inconsistencies in some of the snippets that we saw, which like, yo, you gotta polish that up. You gotta make sure that's
Yeah.
that's top notch. And just for me, I mean, I don't know if it's like the exact, I guess, specifications of the world or what they want to do, or maybe just what they haven't done yet. I felt like some of the world spots could have been a bit more full. Like, okay, you saw little droves of enemies here, droves of enemies there, but like, okay, do they interact at all, or can we have at least a little bit more, I guess, just life teaming in there? Because the environments look really, really cool, but when there's like so much space and you're running up a damn road and stuff, and there's nothing to do and nothing to fight for like 5 minutes, maybe there's a little bit of a down there. So if they can find a way to fill up the world with more, with more things to do, and especially with enemy types just kind of populating the world and kind of roaming across the lands, I feel like that would help the overall, presentation and execution of the game. So those are just the two biggest gripes that I saw. But honestly, with the delay, I hope they can fix it. I hope they can, get whatever they need to done. Everything comes out in a nice, neat bow. And yeah, man, listen, I believe in y'all. I really do believe in Forspoken. So I'm like, let's go, man. Take your time. Take your freaking time.
Yeah, the only thing now is like, because it got pushed to October, it has to compete with
Shit.
Gotham Knights, because that got announced
Shit.
to be releasing in
You're
October.
right. That is also October. Oh, yeah.
They have a little bit of competition, but I don't think the game I don't think the people who
Yeah, I
are
don't
looking
think
for
that. I
Gotham
don't.
Knights and
Yeah.
Forspoken
Yeah, those are
overlap,
yeah,
not that
those
much.
aren't overlap. But for me, who's trying to play everything, I'm
Well,
like,
yeah,
damn, like I
for
got some
us, it's
choices to
like,
make first. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so for the people who loving all this shit like me and Wen, bro, we gonna have some dilemmas in October, bro. We're gonna have some
yeah.
real dilemmas.
October's not looking really good for my financials, to be
Nope,
honest. It's not looking
at
very
all,
friendly.
at all. Like a straight attack on everything that is my bank accounts and wallets and checking. That's It's not good. It's not fucking good.
For sure.
All right, let's move on to the second and last story from the warm up. So I was so shocked when I saw this, bro. I'm like, dog, I really thought we were better than this. But I remembered it's the gaming community, so like 80% of y'all are not better than this. So there was actually this guy, again, he said he was a surgeon on Twitter, and he was popping off for basically all the wrong reasons. So apparently this guy's an avid, like, active participant in the console wars, a huge Sony pony as it were, and he was fighting back and forth with different Xbox fans over console stuff and what was going on, this, that, and the third, and what have you. And at some point during their conversations or arguments and back and forth, they were questioning his status as a doctor or whatever he, I guess, claimed on his Twitter account. So he went so far as to post a active video in the operating room with a patient on the table that he put under anesthesia. Now, apparently, he said the person consented or whatever, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't excuse the fact that he was literally talking over a console war debacle in an operating room, and it wasn't a good look, man. It was not a good look. And in response to this video that he posted, several Xbox fans, droves, waves of avid Xbox fans, they very much went to his website for their hospital that he worked in and review bombed it to hell. It got like 1.2 stars, thousands of votes or reviews came in. They review bombed that joint to hell. And this dude had to basically take that video down and do an apology for everything. So I'm like, this what we doing now? We taking it to the hospital room when life and death is on the line? This what we doing?
I just like I don't even like the whole PC master race thing. Like I really hate, like when I got a PC, I was like, no, I'm not a PC. I'm still a Sony fanboy. Like I still like, honestly, I hate I hate the console wars with a burning passion, because I remember even just like Twitter, I don't know what it's been recently, but they've been like they've been showing me a lot of stuff just because I'll like a tweet or something. They'll be like, "Oh, we
Mhm.
recommend this," and because I talk about Xbox or whatever, I get recommended so much console wars BS from just like
Bro.
random fake like anime pages, just being like, "Oh,
Yeah.
look, Elden Ring cannot perform as good as it does on the Xbox Series X as on the PS." I'm like, and I'm just saying, like, bro, they're both the same fucking shit, yo. Like, you guys are arguing about dumb shit. They're both essentially the same fucking hardware. It doesn't matter, man. Like,
Listen,
the moment we can move past the console war thing, like it's just because it just feels like motherfuckers just throwing trash at each other. Like he's like, "Oh, you threw trash at me," then you pick up the same trash and threw it back at them. Like it's just you guys are just fighting in mud. Like it's just we all look stupid because we're arguing about consoles that literally play the same, yo. I don't want to hear about, well, there's more frame rate drops in place in PS5s than there are on an Xbox Series S's, and it's like it's not but the graphics are identical, the gameplay is identical, it's the same shit, bro. It's not that deep. If you really want the best graphical performance, the best fucking gameplay you can ever get, build yourself like a $5,000 PC and then shut up. As soon as I built my PC, it was literally like, why are you guys fighting? You guys literally have the same console. What's the big beef? And it's like, actually, I don't lose 5 frames that you guys like. And I'm just like, shut up, bro. You don't even notice the 5 frames. I promise you, a lot of you don't even give a fuck about the 5 frames. You guys look for the people who use PCs to tell the difference. You do not see the difference. Do not give me the bullshit.
it's so funny to me, bruh. Like, I already knew that y'all were losers, bruh. I knew y'all were. I really did. But it's just the fact that it goes to this extent that just reminds me again
Doctor.
to the straight, like, a man that probably makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year operating on patients and stuff like that in his line of work. This man was such a loser in his mind that he said, "Oh, I gotta do something to prove, you know what I'm saying,
To the
prove my
console war.
occupation to some participants in a console war that doesn't even exist." This nigga was like, "Yo, hey man, they really talking shit, bro. They really like, you know what I'm saying. I gotta let them know for sure that I'm real, and then the Xbots are fake. I gotta do something. I'm literally gonna put this man under that I gotta operate on at 3:30, and I'm gonna push this video talking about how Sony is the best. Let's go, man. Like, what was that a good idea? Who cares? Who cares?
He's a
Y'all
doctor. Why doesn't he have a PC? That's my question. Like, if
That's
he's
all.
really that hardcore of a gamer, if he's a doctor, why doesn't he just build himself?
I
Why doesn't he
bet.
just buy a PC?
I'm low key thinking that, like, yo, he probably has a PC, but he's just that much of a Sony pony. He's like, yo, bro, it's even better. Stare. He just probably didn't even use it. Probably didn't even use it, bro. It's not computing how much of a loser you got to be to participate in there. With me personally, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a consensus between me and you that, like, yo, how I don't understand the lines that, you know what I'm saying, the synapses that have to go off in your head to make you do some stupid shit like this. Like, this is very, very counterproductive and dumb. Trust me. All of y'all that are worshiping pieces of plastic to this extent need to touch grass and seek therapy. Like, yo, y'all need some help, bro. Y'all need some help. Like,
It just would benefit everybody if it would just benefit literally the gaming community if we stopped arguing about it. Like, if we showed that, like, hey, we all actually enjoy both systems, like, there would be less, like, I personally feel like it would be less exclusives, XYZ shit like that.
Yeah.
Is that going to be proven? I cannot prove that by any means or stretch of the imagination. But I just feel like when we're arguing about shit that is about consoles that are essentially the same, because games get developed almost identical for these two consoles. It's not like people say, all right, we made the Xbox 360 version, let's make the PS5 version just a little bit better. They don't. The only time they do that is on PC, because it's a whole different set of hardware. Or on the Switch, where it gets downgraded. They're different hardwares, but the Xbox 360 and the PS5, not the 360, but, you know, the Xbox and the PS5, they are built, the games are built almost identical because video game companies just cannot make a different game for every single different console. It's going to be very similar. Even the PC versions of a lot of games are also very similar to the PS5 and the Xbox X, but it's different because usually they'll make a good version and then water it down for the consoles, whereas on PC they'll just give you the straight direct shit. But I guess the teraflops, y'all don't even know. Y'all can't even spell teraflops. Y'all don't even know what the fuck that means.
I don't even know what that shit is.
Y'all don't even know what that is.
Like, it shit is crazy, bro. It shit is crazy. But it's like, it's just another, again, sometimes you need subtle reminders, man. When you're this active, you know what I'm saying, you're this invested in gaming, it's good to know and get a refresher of your surroundings. Remember, there's a lot of losers in here. There's a lot of losers occupying this space, y'all. So do your best to maintain a grip on reality, have fun, and don't care about a piece of plastic. Because at the end of the day, half of the shit's crossplay anyways. Like, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
You'll be okay. All right, that's enough of them fucking losers, bro. I swear, yo, bro, man, if I ever get operated on and I come to and I'm hearing this motherfucker do a rant about Xbox, I'm gonna get up out my chair and stab that man. I'm sorry. With every ounce of strength I have left in me, I will literally get you out of here, nigga. You gonna get operated on right next to me. What you fucking talking about? Focus on the damn surgery, bro. What's wrong with you? All right, anyways. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get to the biggest stories from this week. Let's start off with the kind of elephant in the room. It's a little bit dormant elephant, but it's still an elephant in the room. So this Wednesday, another PlayStation State of Play dropped and popped into our lives and had a few things to show. Now, just to run down the event quickly, we had a few things to drop in number. Let's talk about, we had a third-person mech/dinosaur shooter/adventure game called Exoprimal that has a 2023 release date. We had a promo for Ghostwire Tokyo that drops on the 25th this month. A new trailer and gameplay snippets for the Chaos Killer himself in Final Fantasy Origin Stranger of Paradise dropping March 18th. Some new gameplay snippets from Forspoken, of course, delayed to October 11th. A first look at the FPS/action game Gundam Evolution. The TMNT, the Cowabunga Collection, dropping in 2022. A Kaiju 4-player arena brawler called Gigabash dropping in 2022. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures All-Star Battle R. It's an arena fighter dropping in fall of 2022. Another Trek to Yomi trailer, which dropping spring 2022. Xbox Game Pass Day 1 as well, which is weird to be on a PlayStation show. Well, whatever. We have another update for the upcoming Returnal Ascension, which involves co-op and a host of updates dropping March 30th. A tactical RPG game called The Dio Field Chronicle in 2022, and the return of the Valkyrie series with action RPG Valkyrie Elysium. So, any of these standing out to you? Any of these was hitting? What's going
on? Ghostwire Tokyo. I really feel bad for it because it drops the same day as Kirby, so it's not gonna get played by me. As much as I would, if anybody buys me the game, yeah, sure, I'll play it. I don't care. But I'm not. That's when Kirby drops, and that's also when Tiny Tina drops. And
Facts.
As much as I'm not a big fan of Borderlands, I would still probably buy Borderlands over Ghostwire just because everybody around me keeps saying it's gonna be good, so I can't not get it if it is good.
I don't want to say nothing, bro. We'll get to that, bro. We'll get to that.
Final Fantasy Origins picked the worst month to drop because there's just way too many games coming out.
I'm not looking for chaos. I'm not looking for chaos in March.
I am interested in Final Fantasy Origin, but it's definitely, I haven't watched enough of it yet to really validate the purchase. Because again, there's just 3 games. There's usually, with me at least, and I feel like with most gamers, their max limit of buying brand new games is like 2 a month, because that's $120 a month.
Facts.
So having 3 of them, 4 games coming out all in the same month, close to each other, questionable. Forspoken, don't even have to worry about it. It's on October. Seems cool. Gundam Evolution, free to play. So that's pretty sick, I think. Or at least the beta is free to play. So we'll get a chance to get our hands on it. Did not grow up with the TMNT games. I've played them. They're good. I have not. A TMNT collection on what, PlayStation? Just PlayStation?
Yeah, I think it's just PlayStation. From what I saw, I believe it was just PlayStation.
That's cool. That's not gonna make me buy a PS5 any faster.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Exoprimal? That looks cool. That actually looks kind of interesting. It kind of gives me those Dynasty Warrior vibes, which
I can see
I'm
that.
a big fan of like games that are just like a bunch of like random mobs thrown at you and you just like kill them. If you ever played a game called Earth Defense Force, very similar with the giant ants and stuff like that. I love those games. Those games are really fun. So I'm interested in Exoprimal. The only thing that really was like, yo, I'm going to cop is JoJo's. JoJo's is the only thing that I'm gonna cop. I'm not a big fan of arena fighters, but if it's an anime I really love, I will sell my soul for it. So like JoJo's is definitely an anime game that I'll play the arena fighter for. I'll get jiggy with it. I'll see, even if I don't play it that often, I'll play it to see if I can just like do a story mode or whatever. It's pretty sick. I'm happy that we're getting that.
Mhm.
Other than that, this was kind of like lukewarm reception. Valkyrie is a cool addition, but I also feel like the Valkyrie games being tactical RPGs or whatever. Is it going to be an action RPG or is it
It's
going to be a
there.
tactical?
It's an action RPG now. It's the one that yeah. It's
Oh,
the very last one at the end of the show. They made the switch. They made the switch for action RPG on that one.
interesting. Because those are tactical RPGs. So that's
Hmm.
more interesting because I do think that game could benefit from action RPG, but because the game I've never seen them do action RPG, it might suck. So we're gonna see. Fingers crossed. You know, we never hope for bad um gameplay. And Returnal, I'm happy that it's getting more content. That's a game on PlayStation that people kind of were bashing because they were like, yo, it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and everybody like it won awards, but nobody really played it, or at least that's the
Yeah,
consensus of the community.
it had a shorter buzz cycle than I anticipated. Honestly, I felt like with that game, I feel like it would have, with the speed runs and people trying to do certain shit, I feel like it would have got elongated, but it was shorter than I thought.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games where it's like I'm happy that it's seeing it continue on because honestly, it looks like it's a pretty solid game. So I can't even like it looks like a pretty solid game at least. I don't have a PS5. Did this state of play increase the odds of me getting a PS5 anytime soon? Fuck no. I'm sorry, it's just cool. They're cool games, but like JoJo's is the only thing I would really want in this whole scenario, and that's not until fall. You know, like
Yeah, I I was just like, yeah, this whole show was a mid pack, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This whole show was Reggie. I was very I don't know. I felt like I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like some people like had a report. It was like, yo, listen, please quell your expectations. We're focusing on Japanese developers and stuff like that. This might not be the shit that y'all want. So let's get that out there, first and foremost. So I don't know if that was floating around. I could be wrong, but yeah, I did not understand that until like the first like 5 minutes. And I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those type of shows. All right, cool. Like literally, like when they say 20 minutes, we mean 20 minutes. We're not going over. We're gonna have like 18 minutes worth of shit. The rest of them are transitions and scenes and whatnot. Good luck, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy it. But it was straight Reggie, bro. Like none of these stuff I'm like super, super excited for. Like again, to go down the list. I mean, aside from Trek to Yomi, but I already knew about Trek to Yomi, so it doesn't count. Trek to Yomi is gonna be fire. And it's gonna be on Game Pass. So it's like, okay, you didn't even have to put that as part of the show. Like I don't even know what that was for. Giga Bash looked okay. It looked pretty cool. I don't know exactly what the details of it are going to be. Apparently, it is 4-player arena brawler, but I don't know what some of the mechanics or gameplay flows might look like. So the jury's still out on that. Don't want to get too hyped for that. Ghostwire Tokyo, I'm not super into the spooky shit, but it looks really really like smooth. It looks beautiful. I can't complain
yeah.
about that. I'll give them that.
I think there's a demo out on Epic.
Oh, there is.
I think there's a demo out on Epic right now. Yeah.
I might have to go give it. I might have to go tap in with it still. I might have to go tap in. I do want to at least try it. I do want to at least try it because the game actually looks really good.
It's free. You should, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, Exo Primal, they said dinosaurs, and I thought it was Lost Planet, and I was about to flip shit a little bit, but
That would
it
have
was
been
not.
nuts, dude.
I know. And I was like, bruh, if it's Lost Planet, I'm out of here, bruh. I was dead ass so hyped for a second and said, oh, it's not it. All right, whatever.
Cool.
I mean, exo suits, dinosaurs. That seems alright. I just want to know what some of the mechanics is. Is it all 4-player co-op, or is it just one player that gets to float around different characters, some shit? I have to figure that out. Not as excited, but interesting IP to get into. Stranger of Paradise. Niggas were talking about chaos, but the combos did look kind of fire on that. Just some of his attacks and whatnot. Gameplay might actually be dope, but again, not at the top of my totem pole. TMNT. I don't necessarily care for any of those games because they were before my time. So it's like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm not as invested because I didn't see any of those. It was like the OG ones, like the old throwback joints. That was before I even got into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games. Like
allegedly,
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
you could just emulate them. Allegedly. I'm not saying that's what I would do, but I'm just saying allegedly. There's ways of playing those games.
Hey,
without
listen.
a PS5.
Hey, listen, I don't know. Heard it through the grapevine, man. Heard it through the grapevine. I don't know. But yeah, like my sentiment with TMNT stuff lies like around the time when like Battle Nexus and Battle Nexus 2 came out and shit like that. Like that time period. That's when I started getting into TMNT games like crazy. So this is like before that. It's like a little bit before that. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Y'all can hold that. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I'm pretty sure this is just like the next segment on the JoJo All-Star Battle that was already here before like 2013. So I was like, okay, the next iteration of that stuff, which is like, all right, cool.
I don't even think it's the next iteration. I think it's just I think it's like a revamp. So it's the same game, but like just made prettier. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's another game. I think it's the same game, just because Persona 5R is Persona, but just with added content. So it might just be JoJo with added content.
Well, there you go. Even less excited for that shit.
Even less excited.
So yeah, Returnal Ascension. I don't play that game. I probably should try it this year. I heard there's again a very difficult backlog. But the co-op update does look interesting for the people who are in that. Tactical RPG, the Diofield Chronicle looks pretty cool. I'm not usually into those types of games like what's the name? Fire Emblem type of games, or it's like tactical RPG stuff. Although they said they were debuting some type of new like real-time / turn-based system in that game. I'm interested to see how that pans out, to see what some of the effects from that are. But otherwise, not too hot for it. And Valkyrie Elysium looks pretty cool. The action RPG elements look pretty dope. But again, there's nothing in this thing aside from Trek to Yomi for me, which is like, oh, I need to clear my schedule for this. I need to prioritize this above other games. So overall, again, straight mid pack. And it's cool. I know Sony's gonna have this because I feel like they top load a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to these state of plays. So for the people that were really expecting, they were expecting, what's the name, Sly Cooper and stuff, or Infamous from last week's reports and whatnot, I feel sorry for y'all, because I knew there was no way the space between that rumor and this state of play was gonna, like, they weren't gonna match up, bro. Sony don't do that too often. Sony does not, like, live up to, our all of a sudden expectations. They just spring shit on us and we don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it usually doesn't happen like that. So overall, I think that this was, again, straight Reggie. Could be even worse if y'all want to label it that way. I did not care for many of these games in there, but they do pique a little bit of my interest overall, but they're not like disruptive titles. Anything that's disruptive just yet. You know what I'm saying? They proved themselves. If the oh yeah, I forgot about the Gundam game. If the Gundam game is fire, I'm gonna talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This is also my thing. I feel like there's like all right, I'm gonna provide an analogy. If you don't know my analogy, fuck you. All right. So in wrestling, right? They always have like the big main titles, right? They have the big heavyweight championship and shit like that. And then they have a stat card, right? And then there's gonna be like mid tier, like mid card titles where like people who aren't in that big picture up at the top, they still get their chance to shine because they have those titles. Like, I feel like there hasn't been a super consistent mid-tier like level game like that where it captures the whole community for so long. Like, I feel like that's where I put like the Knockout Cities. That's where I put like, or the people trying to be in that spot. I put Knockout City. Yeah, like trying to be like in the rotation.
Not the AAA titles, but like an A title, like a double A title, something like that.
Like an A or double A title, trying to like be in a consistent fixture in people's playtime. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, after you're done playing Call of Duty, what else you want to play? Like, okay, people for a time, they're talking about Fall Guys. They're talking about Among Us. They're talking about those types of games. Like, we haven't had a consistent, like, killer like that, in my opinion, in a long time. Like, could a game like this be it? Could a game like Gundam do it? Possibly. I like those types of shooters. Like, again, for me, my prime example was Gotham City Imposters. I'm gonna make a video on this. Literally, the thought spawned I had yesterday, but I'm like, yo, we did not know we had such a banger on our hands and we played that so consistently. Like, in my opinion, like, the game had so much extra life to it for a free-to-play game that I had no idea. Like, I feel like maybe because people have more money now, the free game might not be as, I guess, or as looked upon, or people just automatically look into other shit. But matter of fact, scratch that thought, because there's a hella free experience out here and people are looking for some free shit. I erased that last sentiment. So I think with that is saturation. So people are looking for a consistent experience that can capture people. So it's like, okay, cool, you can jump from this one. But like Fortnite's jumped into that conversation of AAA because of the content that they've laid down, and it's a consistent fixture that's a free game.
Yeah. Since
Gotham City Imposters, probably only a handful of other games like that have really gained a consistency for so long. Like, because I remember probably like a straight year and a half to 2 years, like, Gotham City Imposters was getting consistent play until people started moving on to the next console generation. It wasn't coming with it and they weren't supporting it. But I'm like, I don't know. I just had a flash of hope And I was like, okay, Gundam Evolution. I kind of want it to be like that type of game where everybody hops on. It's a free joint. Everybody can get in on it. And that's a good thing in between it. People are playing their big, the Call of Duty Battlefields, Halos, the single player games that they're doing. It'll be a nice in between. You know what I'm saying? It's still fun, but it's not as I'm about to say, what's the word? I wouldn't say maybe time intensive or taxing as the other two
it's not
sides.
it's not something that you have to put a lot of time into. Like I get what you're saying. It's a game that you would play like after ranking in Apex. It's like, oh yeah, what else do we play? It's like, what are y'all playing? Oh, well, you guys want to jump on Gundam?
Literally something that rounds out your rotation, rounds out your catalog of what you're playing right now. I personally, I think I might be missing some names in between, but that's the Gotham City Imposters was the first name that popped out to me. But
no, I know what you're saying, like those games like Rogue Company and things like that.
Rogue Company is also another one. I would say that wasn't for as long as me, but Rogue Company definitely hit that mark of like, okay, this is a fun experience. I got a core, core following, but enough people were like, yo, we can hop on it if it's free, if it's free, it's there, and it's a decent game, so it's holding some weight. Definitely put that there as well. But yeah, hopefully Gundam Evolution turns out to be something like that because it looks pretty fun for the gameplay. And Choss, it's not Halo. Choss is not Halo. This is a PSA to you, taking a special joint out.
We'd like to stop this broadcast
Facts.
to let you
we're cutting the podcast short right now to let you know it's not. Oh my goodness. But yeah, overall grade, I'll give it a C-. I'll give the state of play a C-. How about you?
Yeah, like maybe even like, because I don't want to say D because it's rude, but maybe even I just didn't care. I guess.
D plus. I mean,
like I would say C-. I'll say C-. I'll be nice because I did like JoJo's. I did like Exo Primal. I just don't like. I just don't think that. I don't think that we really needed a whole state of play for it. But I will say this: the state of play was only 20 minutes, so it's not like a terrible amount of time wasted.
Yeah, it's like I'm not tripping over it, and it wasn't even 20. Like a good 20% of it was the countdowns, the transitions out. So I'm like, cool. I'm not gonna.
15 minutes, that's cool.
Yeah, that's fair. I definitely say like low C-, and we're gonna have those things every now and again. Nintendo does it. You know what I'm saying? What's the name? Sony does it. It's just we're gonna have those conferences where it's specifically things that are pretty interesting, but it's on their slate that they got to get out this year. They got a promo, so. We're going to have those times. It's going to be one of those days. So it's cool. Moving on. You see the side-eye already, bro. You see the side-eye one's given already. Let's talk about it, man. This is hitting the old corazon right here. Oh, man. So this week we got some actual words on the anticipated by how much, I don't know, sequel, Overwatch 2. The Blizzard devs took to YouTube to provide an update that states that Overwatch 2 will have regularly updating slates of content coming upon release, and PvP testing has already started, with Blizzard employees and select pro players getting their first shot at the game in a closed alpha starting now, and more players in a closed PvP beta rather in April, which has signups available at this very moment. So, general updates, they've put their heads above water. They're telling you, hey, when this drops, regular content's coming. Do we even believe in Overwatch 2 anymore? What's going on, Wen? Let's talk, man. You ready to go, man. You look ready to go.
I think that what I need to do in life is to stop being fans of shooters, because like all the shooters that I'm a huge fan of they disappoint me. Like I was such a huge fan of Battlefield 2042, and I was preaching it like they were paying me on how I was singing the praises of this game before it even came out. And look at where it's at now. Overwatch 2, I was singing its praises, and like I don't even know who's working on it anymore, because it's been like the rotation of people that it's ran through, like it's literally getting handed off like every single time to a new person, and I'm just sitting there like, man, maybe it's because I love it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because I need to stop loving shooters. Next time I see a shooter that looks good, I'm just gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate on it, and it's gonna be great. Maybe that's what I need to do, because I don't understand. Psychology. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense. I personally don't know what did I sign up for the beta? Yeah, fucking sure, whatever, man. I guess, bro. I opted in. I didn't get an email confirming anything or whatever. So if I don't get the code, whatever. But man, like, what do you mean a beta? We haven't even talked about this shit in a year. What are the updates? Every time, the only thing I ever saw about Overwatch was like, hey, we got new textures. That's cool. Fucking great, bro. I like textures, sure, whatever. What about the fucking game? Who's working on it? What's going on here? We haven't had good Overwatch content in years, And you're telling me that we're just now getting a beta? All right, man. I guess, bro. Like, whatever. At this point, the game's gonna be free to play. I just don't see. Like, I just don't see it. Unless I play this beta and it blows my mind, I cannot see this game being $60.
Bro,
It was announced in 2016.
there's actually
2016. This is 6 years later.
bro. I was in high school in 2016. That shit is crazy.
Bro, I graduated college before
Yeah.
Overwatch 2 dropped.
That's literally a whole
crazy.
phase. That's a whole phase of life gone. That shit is wild, bro. But yeah, there's actually no way in hell this is gonna be 60, bro. It might be, but I would be baffled if it is. I'm like, ain't no way y'all giving me this DLC for $60, bro. That's a season pass worth of stuff for 60. Nah, bro. Nah. I don't even play Overwatch like that. And it's just to see, just looking at it from an outsider's perspective. Like, okay, y'all said content updates are going to be regular upon release. How regular is regular? Just, to ask an Overwatch player, how often did they, drop content updates when it was Overwatch 1?
Let me see. And this chat, if you guys want to help me with this too, let me know. I want to say that we got new content. It took Sombra like fucking 6 months to release. Because the thing about Overwatch content is that like they would make it, but then they would put it in the game, and they would be like, "Wow, this is broken. We actually can't release this." So then it would take time for it to get released. Like I remember Sombra didn't release for a long ass time because they were like, "Oh, this character's such a good idea," and then when they put it into like when they got to like the play testing section, they were like, "Wow, this actually would destroy the whole game if we put this one character in." And a lot of characters that came out after that, like everybody had like Brigitte actually destroyed the entire scene. Like she was so broken that they had to add role. Like that's the thing about Overwatch, that they had like these characters that were they were good designs, but not good designs at the same time. Brigitte was a great character to play, really fun support, awesome. But when I tell you that they made it before in Overwatch, you literally could pick anybody in the any team member. You didn't have to queue up as any kind of role or whatever. You just got into a game. There were 6 of you guys. Overwatch thought that you guys were adults, which is a mistake. Nobody in Overwatch knows how to fucking talk to each other. And people they would be 6 of you guys and be like, okay, you guys develop your team comp the way you want to do it. You want to have 3 DPS and 3 tanks and say fuck the healing, go for it. You guys want to have 3 healers and all DPS, go for it. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? And then Brigitte came out and she was so fucking broken that they were like, all right, we're gonna have to restrict who you pick because it's obvious that you guys can't play fair. It's like, no, it's obvious you can't make fucking characters that don't break the game. And the thing is, we could talk shit about paladins and games like that because it's like, oh, it's like watered down Overwatch. But you know what's the difference between fucking paladins and Overwatch? One game got consistent updates, and even though it did seem watered down, the characters didn't break the fucking game when they released. They were just either good or strong, or you would counterpick them or whatever, but there were systems in place to stop these characters from being broken. There was no systems in Overwatch for that. So I don't have a lot of fucking faith in the fucking, oh, we're gonna have consistent updates. Oh, you're gonna have fucking skins. Yeah, you're gonna give me all the fucking skins in the world. Loot boxes. Yeah, you're gonna have a shit ton of them bitches. But when it comes to like actual characters and like we're gonna have good character releases frequently, I don't trust y'all because y'all characters will break your game. Like we haven't had a new anything since 2018. It was like maybe a new death mode or team deathmatch or whatever the fuck the mode is called isn't even a main game mode. It is like a side, like you have to go into the arcade section of the game and then play that mode. We got a new map for that shit. We haven't had a new anything about the main game in so long, it's not even funny. And I could go on for days. We don't have enough time for that shit.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But I just wanted to get it from an Overwatch player's mouth, man. You know what I'm saying? Like an avid, you know what I'm saying, steadfast supporter / critic. We just want you to be great. But y'all have not proven it.
I played it for context for everybody. I played Overwatch on PS4 when it released. I did not stop playing Overwatch at all. I didn't take any breaks. I kept playing the game because every day I'd get home from class, I'd play 2 hours of ranked. I'd fucking hate my life. Then I would go do work. And that's how I started streaming. Was I would stream my 2 hours of ranked on Twitch to nobody because I was streaming off a PS4 with like barely a mic. And that's how I started streaming, was Overwatch. And then when I got it on PC and I realized I didn't want to play ranked anymore because ranked on PC, it's actually abuse. Like you can actually get arrested for self-abuse by playing ranked Overwatch by yourself. You queue in and you're like, hey, what's up, guys? And everybody fucking hates you. Nobody wants to be there. And it's like Overwatch ranked is like going to the DMV. Nobody wants to fucking be there, but they feel like they have to be there. That's the thing about fucking, and then we all complain and we all hate it and we all blame each other, even though nobody's at fault here. That's what Overwatch ranked feels like. So I stopped playing Overwatch on my PC unless I was playing with people because it fucking. And then here we are, 2022. Hey, you guys want a beta? We want a game. We want the fucking game.
I mean, I don't even got nothing to say on it because I don't play Overwatch like that. This game kind of whatever to me, nigga. But I say, especially considering what happened with, you know what I'm saying, all this Blizzard stuff and the development stuff anyways, bro. I was like, yo, y'all just made DLC? I'm definitely not going to play it. I will say, though, I did play Overwatch 1 for a little bit. And while it was fun, I was just like, there's just some things that just felt like, okay, where's the consistency of pushing it forward to the next level? Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Where the new maps? Where, you know what I'm saying? How the characters doing this? What's the time of development again? And that's one of the biggest problems I've had with that development cycle. Just looking at it from people who've played it, and for me when I hopped off, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm having to run all these characters. I'm doing my thing, but what's the next? You know what I'm saying? What's the next stuff? Of course, with everybody with content, with the content trip, you're gonna figure out what's the next shit. And if you're waiting 6 months to do something, and then you drop something, and then it breaks the game, you know what I'm saying? My choice, my obvious choice is I'm going to the next shit. I'm not gonna stay here around this long for it anyway. So it really is what it is, man. But do I hope y'all drop a good game? Absolutely, man. I love to play Overwatch again at some point. You know what I'm saying? I love to play a very optimized, high level, you know what I'm saying, experience of Overwatch. Now, will the odds of that happening, you know, in a timely manner be true? That's another story for another day. But you know what? Keep working. I'll figure out what's going on for When's Rage in April when we get that closed beta. So we'll figure it out.
If they invite me to the closed beta, because they might not. I'm gonna be talking the spicy shit. I'm gonna keep it in the stack. I don't lie.
You better invite Wen. You better invite Wen and get that constructive feedback, or else. I'm
gonna write paragraphs on that feedback email. It's like, what did you think? Oh, what did I think?
You better go in, bro.
Writing a thesis.
That's right. Hey, listen, it's all for the betterment of Overwatch, man. Stop playing.
1000%.
Stop playing. Better get him in there. Don't make me start a hashtag. Don't make me do it.
Maybe. Over when
2022, baby. Facts. All right, man. That's enough for Overwatch talk for the day. Let's stop in a little bit just to again continue outrage, but in another direction. In we're still about to ride this till the wheels fall off news, Rockstar has announced that they've had some new pricing for GTA 5 and GTA Online for the long-awaited, by who, I don't know, next-gen upgrades for, of course, these titles. According to IGN, they won't be free, but they will cost $39.99 for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and $19.99 for GTA Online. But before all that, for the first 3 months of this release, they will have next-gen upgrades for all platforms for $9.99 for GTA 5 and for free for GTA Online. So for the first 3 months, you're gonna get it at either $9.99 or for free if you choose GTA 5 and GTA Online respectively. But after those 3 months are up, you paying half price, big dog. We jumping it back up. So how far are we willing to go with this GTA train? When? How far are we going?
I think Rockstar is very unserious about making new games. They don't care, yo. They just don't care. I was actually watching a video. I've been on this like video series called What Happened, which is just a video series that is about, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like about talking about the stories of games that were in development hell or had horrible development cycles.
Yeah.
Really good series. I'll send you the link because I think they're really interesting to watch. I watch them when I'm at work, and they were talking about GTA Definitive Edition and how that was a train wreck, because we all know that was a train wreck. So they were talking about like how they were pushing shit out and how it was being made, and it was developed by like a really small company of like 21 people. And it's just insane that we still have GTA 5 and GTA Online as like a selling, like I'm really mad that they're like still selling this shit at this point. Because when you really think about it, You don't even actually have to really think about it. I'm telling you right now, this game came out for the PS3. GTA 5 and
Bro,
GTA Online was a PS3 game.
Like literally the beginning of that generation. Like quite literally. The like 23rd September 2013. I remember because I was literally in like 10th grade. I was like in 9th, 10th grade. I called off of school for a day to play this when it came out. This is one of two games I ever did that, and I had to plead. I had to plead my case like I was in court, like I was, you know what I'm saying, Phoenix Wright or whatever. Objection! I was literally in my mom. Objection! I need this. I got it out for one day. I did ask.
Shout out to your mom because that shit would not have worked for me.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Again, hey, one or two times I got through. 1 or 2 times. I'll take it. I'll take my luck. But literally, like September of 2013, we're gonna be Rockstar gonna be selling these games actively, like consistently. And not even at a like severely discounted price. Like they're not even keeping it $9.99 for the rest of the time for almost a decade now. By next year, it will be a decade, and they will be actively selling this until for at least the next year. Of course.
Yeah.
Until GTA 6 comes out, they're gonna be selling this joint at $40 a pop. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean, bro? Like this it don't make no sense to me, man. Like, it's hard. This shit is MMO territories. It's MMO territories of like how long this game is gone. And even then, it's wild, bruh. Because remember, we had GTA, and GTA Online it was supposed to drop with the game. It was supposed to drop with the game, and that didn't happen for like 2 years. So then we got it like 16 or 17 or something like that. Then that had some problems when it came out. Then they started having all these little drip feeds of content, which was like another year after that. And I'm like, bro, it's just everything was so delayed with this. So they're like, you know what? Since that's delayed, let's delay us closing the service of this game till like 2035, bro. Let's get it cracking. Like, but you know, they saw the money trail, and it's like they're not letting off the gas. They're not.
It's crazy because it's like, yo, I don't know who the fuck is paying $40 for GTA 5. That feels illegal. Like I feel like something's there's no way that this is like allowed in real life. Like people are really charging $40 for a game that came out on PS3, and it's not new. It's not new shit. It's not new shit because it's literally just the same story, and you can transfer your saves. You shouldn't be able to, because honestly, if you transfer your save, that defeats the whole purpose of buying a $40 game. On top of that, it's just new graphics. That's it. It's just new graphics. I remember when they ported it from the PS3 to the PS4, they added the first-person mode. Crazy, but it was that was it. And now in this mode, it's just new graphics and $20 for GTA Online. You're smoking. $20 for GTA Online. That's insane. That is insane. So I could never, actually never. That is horrible. I can't believe that they're doing this. It does not feel legal. I would, if this
should be banned. This should be outmoded.
In 10 years, we're gonna see commercials where people are like, "Did you or a loved one buy GTA for the PS5 at $40? Because you may be entitled to compensation." Like, that might be what happens. That might be what happens.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Yo, GTA, bro. Y'all wild, man. Y'all wild. I really hope all these monies from all these thirsty little 10-year-olds trying to get on these RP servers, I hope they're going towards good development projects. I really do. Honestly. I promise. Y'all got another thing coming. This is ridiculous, man. But anyway, whatever, man. GTA, you're gonna have like 8 more random ass GTA Online drops before GTA 6, and that's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me. Enough of this damn game. Let's get on to the next story, man. Let's get on to some positive, something promising, something that's really interesting. As we draw closer to the release of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, yes, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, a lot of questions were swirling around the presence of post-loss content and lanes for replayability for the game. But the team at 2K and Gearbox teams have addressed that in a couple of different updates from this week's content slew. First, a trailer for Season Pass Part 1 was announced with a slew of new worlds, raid bosses, and a new class already loaded in the clip for players to get into. And next, We get a sneak peek at the new Chaos Chamber mode, which includes a like a new replayable endgame mode, which is roughly 20 to 30 minutes of dungeons that are randomized each time with a format of 3 random dungeon rooms, a mini boss fight, 3 more rooms, and then a full boss fight with 60 level layouts that mix and match for novel gameplay runs, blessings or curses that you can run into to buff or nerf your builds in various ways in game. And completion of those levels get you loot, currency called moon orbs to use for enchantment effects for a gear, and rank level up for chaos levels and tiers that increase the chance of boosted gear on roll. So a lot of post-launch content already in the clip. General thoughts on this? What are we talking about? When? How you feel about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands post-launch?
This is actually the thing about it is that like I had a bad taste in my mouth for Borderlands 3, but I will say that the marketing for this game has been really really good. Because I feel like every other week or so they are very open and transparent with the community about what's going to be in the game, and they keep dropping new shit to like get people hyped up for the game. Um, GG's to them. This sounds cool. It sounds like a good alternative to like replaying the whole story, because I remember replaying the story of 3. It was like pulling teeth. It was kind of stupid. So having
Yeah.
these randomized dungeons, that's one of my favorite things about Diablo 3, which is another looter, not shooter, but like a top-down
Yeah.
RPG looter or whatever, is that
Mhm.
like they had like these modes where you could just run in there, kill a bunch of shit, and get good loot out of it. Like that's kind of that's the gameplay loop that I want to do. Like the most fun I had in Borderlands 3 is like when you go to the slaughterhouse things and they're like, oh, we're doing this slaughterhouse and we're just gonna get a bunch of loot out of it. Like that.
Mhm.
That's my favorite thing to do. So this is perfect. I think honestly, I'm really happy that they're adding this to the game.
Nah. Again, as I feel like we're in the same boat. I was very, very worried for this game. I really
Yeah.
want this to be good. You already know we got the soft spot for this type of shit, man. And I feel like a lot of this stuff needs to be right the first time, especially for a game like this, especially for a time like this for Borderlands and for a Gearbox. And it feels like they've had enough in the slate, and they've had a hard look at themselves to figure out, okay, listen, what makes Borderlands players even come back? What makes them want to play this? And I feel like they've taken that and put it in a very novel loop. That's again, it looks pretty differentiable to the Borderlands that we know. Of course, there's the DNA, of course, there's guns, of course, there's certain things, but the twist that I've seen them try to add in there to try and make gameplay again, really just enticing to play and actually like try for. You know what I mean? Of course, the chaos levels. I feel like again, I forgot what it called. It wasn't badass levels. It was something else. It
And
was
what
probably just
Borderlands?
yeah, Borderlands 2. It's probably just over levels or whatever, something like that. From
No, it was badass levels.
yeah, badass levels. So it's like kind of those things, but even more so because it adds gear into that mix instead of just stat boosts on top of that
Yeah.
stuff. So that these chaos levels, the blessings or curses that you can get to again create better builds or possibly have it's like kind of like skulls on Halo. So if you're doing this run, you run into a curse, you got a whole nother like thing you have to deal with on top of these randomly generated rooms that you're kind of tackling on the spot, which adds a lot to the gameplay variety, which is dope. Again, the mix and match style of the gameplay runs, making again randomized dungeons is perfect for Borderlands because I'm like, yo, if you run into the same loop, you're gonna get bored easily. So having that mix and match and keeping people on their toes all the time, especially in this setting, it's great. It's perfect for replayability. It's gonna keep people engaged a lot more than you think. And yeah, man. And then the time of it actually like a half an hour dungeon, it seems really doable. One of the things about raid runs and stuff like that is just the sheer amount of hours that scare me sometimes. I don't want to be in there for like 3-4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like Destiny and stuff like that. They be doing like 7-hour runs of one raid dungeon. I'm like, dog, that's kind of wild. Yeah, I know there's a community for it, but I can't certainly subscribe to that. Me personally, this was wild.
I was gonna say like they do take a lot of time when you first do them, but once you know the steps or whatever.
Oh yeah, the steps. Yeah, they become easier.
Yeah. But like
or quicker.
I agree with you that I would hate to fucking be in the game for 6 hours to just get good gear.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I was like just too much time investment for like the level of stuff. You just get drained. You know what I'm saying? You get like physically drained of energy trying to be in there for too long. So having that format of time and a format of gameplay to really suss out like, okay, this is a fun experience that you can actually come back to over and over again and really level your stuff up. On top of the season pass stuff and extra maps, extra worlds, they already got new raid bosses loaded up. I feel like this is going to be a positive turn for the Borderlands series in general. And just this Wonderlands offshoot, I feel like it's going to be pretty fun. I'm looking to play it to give it a try. I'm not gonna buy the season pass outright just yet. I do want to try it for myself before I do any crazy things. But from what I've been hearing, again, the general rhetoric is like, yo, this game is it's not the Borderlands you know exactly. It's gonna be a lot of different stuff and a lot of different gameplay elements that tie into something that you want to come back to. Again, with like the Dungeons and Dragons build, the roles, the chaos chamber, you know what I'm saying, the chaos chamber, all this stuff is I feel like it's starting to take shape in my mind of something that I really want to visit frequently in terms of a gameplay. And in this year of content, in this whole stretch, I did not expect to have a Borderlands game, you know what I'm saying, in that rotation or planning to have it in that rotation like that. But if they execute this right, it could be in that rotation, man. It really could be a solid fixture again in the lineup for 2022, and that excites me, man. That excites me.
For sure, for sure. I cannot wait to see what they have to offer.
For sure, that's a big fact, man. All right, man. Shout out to Wonderlands, man. We'll see you on the 25th. On the 25th, only a couple weeks away now. Shoot, I still gotta buy you a copy, bro. Let's get it.
You don't have to
I didn't
buy
forget.
it.
I didn't forget. I told you. And I didn't forget. I'm not forgetting. Pepperidge Farm remembers, bro. Let it be known. Let it be known. All right. Anyways, let's move on, man. Let's move on to some of the general gaming, organizations and esports news. You know what I'm saying? This was out of left field, bro. And the left emphasis is definitely on there because, you know what I'm saying, that's the Crip side. So Snoop Dogg has joined FaZe Clan. So he is now a member, you know what I'm saying, with the chain and all. He had a whole video layout, man. He is now officially a member of the FaZe Clan. And now he's dubbed FaZe Snoop. And it seems like the momentum behind gaming orgs and, having that, I guess, connection with celebrities and higher platforms for, visibility for the gaming orgs and for the celebrities themselves. It's getting a lot of momentum and legitimacy, man. So what are we thinking, man? FaZe Snoop, FaZe Clan, what's going
on? Cool. Like when I saw, that's exactly what I felt like when I saw. I was like, oh, cool. Like I just thought it was funny because I know Snoop Dogg does like video games, but it's just hilarious to think of like being in FaZe Clan as Snoop Dogg. I know he doesn't have to do like the same requirements as everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I just think it would be hilarious to see like Snoop at like the team meetings, like as a member, just having them talk about like everybody's like talking about shit. Like Snoop, we haven't seen TikToks from you in a while. We were just wondering if like you know what I'm saying. Like I think it's hilarious. Shout out to Snoop Dogg, bringing gaming into like the thing I like about Snoop playing video games is the fact that like it kind of shows the older generation like yo. It's never too late. If y'all ever want to get into video games, y'all can get into video games. I think it's a great pastime for most people, and it's really putting esports on the map to people who literally would never have thought it being more than just playing games. But it's like funny, for example, like now let's say there's a kid whose dad is like, oh, you're wasting your time with video game, but he's a Snoop Dogg fan. He's like, Snoop Dogg's in FaZe Clan.
But Snoop
playing
it,
like,
man.
It kind of bridges some. It kind of creates a bridge between certain generation.
I agree.
I wouldn't expect people to like all of a sudden turn around and be like, Snoop Dogg plays games. Games are awesome, you know.
Yeah,
but it's interesting. It's definitely interesting and it's definitely cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a piece that builds that momentum, which is like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Snoop Dogg. I did have a problem. Like, why did y'all put Snoop in red if he was Crip walking in that trail? Why would you put his whole, you know what I'm saying, his animated body in red? I feel like that was an oversight, and y'all might have to see him about that. I don't know what's going on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was in the budget. that's an inconsistency, but whatever.
It shows who is making these videos. It shows who got hired because
that's also
anybody
true. That's also true.
Who has a little bit of seasoning in them would know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just saying a real fan wouldn't have done that. A real Snoop Dogg fan wouldn't have.
I'm just saying. You would have known the side. He's been saying this. You've been saying this. But aside, go ahead.
No, I was saying like literally. You're absolutely right.
Hey, you know what I'm saying. Just to speak a little bit generally though, I feel like this is also like a membership, but also like a partnership where it's like, yo, you already know Snoop only really go where the money go. He is a bag chaser. He get money, all right. And he is very, very so in that mindset of, okay, listen, I'm looking for opportunities to branch out and again expand my brand. This motherfucker's on the show with Martha Stewart. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like he understands business opportunity and you know what I'm saying, like trying to again push himself into different spaces as much as he possibly can. He is very, very much about that. So him already being a gamer from beforehand, I know he streamed from before, to actually signing with an actual organization, it just shows, I guess, one, his intention as a business person, I'm saying, to align himself with FaZe Clan. He knows they're a popular group in the gaming community, and to possibly, I feel like it's more than just, again, membership. It's partnership. Saying he used some of his resources, they use some of theirs, and they're involved in certain ways. And again, the brand recognition of course, is also good. Mainly, of course, for FaZe Clan, because everybody love Uncle Snoop. So it's like, okay, you see them aligned to it, and it's like, oh shit, FaZe Clan, that's dope. FaZe up, some shit like that. But in general, just looking at the impact of that, as we see more and more people get involved with the gaming industry, you see, like athletes start buying up organizations. They start buying, like they have like player contracts and stuff like that. Like esports players assigned to athlete type contracts or something like that, or just in structure, but not necessarily a money game. But you see the influence of gaming industry being more and more legitimized, man, especially on the side of esports and celebrity participation in those esports. So I feel like that's a big, I guess, marker of progress, I think, for me, when it comes to, okay, how far have games come, and how far can games be pushed in terms of the public sphere. And I feel like, again, we've said this all before. We've known this, I feel like, for some time. At some point, there will be a turn of the head where gaming will be by far and away the most popular medium on earth. So it's kind of like that sign of a marker towards it. It's like, okay, cool. Hey, this big ass celebrity is now like actively supporting a gaming organization. That's crazy. Would have never known. Like, I was watching FaZe comps on YouTube, and now they align with Snoop Dogg. It's crazy progression. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? That it just feels like more and more the floodgates are going to open on that side, and like you're going to see more celebrities aligned to these brands, more celebrities aligned to these orgs. You know what I'm saying? You see how people like FaZe Clan, like 100 Thieves, like Xset, they doing their thing to kind of align themselves to be more than just gaming, but also, again, have that core, of course. So it's just a lot, man. It's just a lot, and it's not the end of it. That's not the end of it. You're gonna see a lot more celebrities doing this after Snoop. I can bet your ass on that. You can already tell it's coming. You can already tell. So it was just a dope move, bro. But yeah, please give my man in some blue. I know FaZe Clan do a lot of red stuff, but make sure you put my man in some blue. Thanks. Management. Thanks. All right. Let's move on just a little bit further. According to, of course, their Twitter, Multiversus has recently wrapped another round of playtesting up, but a lot of big speculation has been gravitating towards the incoming roster that could be included in the game upon release. So last week, they revealed Velma from Scooby-Doo is now a playable character, and alleged Reddit leaks have been putting a lot of characters in the rumor mill, including, and not limited to, Scorpion and Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, Godzilla, LeBron James from Space Jam, Gizmo from Gremlins, a placeholder ninja name which could suggest by many that could be reserved for Naruto, and many more additions. So, what the hell? And who do you want to see?
So, my biggest thing, the thing about the ninja maybe being Naruto, I don't know if that will be a thing, just because Bandai Namco has kind of had the licensing for a lot of anime games. This game isn't made by Bandai Namco. It's not published by them, I don't believe.
Nope.
So it's like,
it's under WB's banner, yeah, Player First, which is a new studio.
So it's tough, because it's like, as much as I would love to see anime in this game. Honestly, I kind of hope that it's not. And the reason I say that is because then every time a new character gets announced for this game, I'm only going to want it to be anime characters, because I've wanted an anime Smash game for years. But I don't know if we'll ever get that.
Shout out to JSR Victory vs. Royale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
shout out to JSR Victory versus, but a new one. Yeah. I know what you mean.
There was one for the DS, but that was only released in Japan. And then, like, I would love that. And if they added it to it, I would still be happy. But, like, I don't know, because of, like, the whole Bandai relationship with anime games, the motherfuckers may have made literally every anime game that's come out.
Chokehold, boy. Yeah.
Like, they're not letting go of, and why would they let go of that, you know?
Man, fuck Jump Force. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, you're not wrong. Jump Force is garbage. You're absolutely right for saying that. That shit was not good.
I was just apologizing for the interjection, man. I with my full chest, Jump Force's ass. I want to let you know, and I'm so glad. I have an anecdote about that. My friends actually almost enticed me to pre-order that game and get the $100 version, and I did not, because I saw that gameplay in that beta. I was like, bro, I'm fearful of this game. It's not gonna be good, bro. And they was so about it. And when it happened, they wasted $100, and I knew
Yeah.
I would come out unscathed. Jump Force is straight garbage juice, and it will forever be a travesty of gaming. Continue.
I bought this game. I bought that game. I didn't buy it full price. I bought it super recently. I bought the whole thing for like $20. And it was a fun $20. I didn't even beat the game. I was just like, oh, this is cool. Look, it's Aizen. Oh, look, it's Ichigo. This is fun. And that was really about it. That's all the enjoyment you really get.
So
and it's mostly so the day I die, I think it's because it's an arena fighter, and I think arena fighters, the only game that's ever made it work is Naruto, and even then, fucking shoot me in the face. I do not care. I do not care what anybody thinks. I'm not a fan of the Ninja Storm games because I don't think as fighting games they're that good. I think they're great games. I think they're fun and like they're fun games, but as like a regular fighting game fan, I just don't like them. I just don't. Go ahead, bro.
I am not a fighting game aficionado, as one word, but I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying, technically arena fighting and stuff like that. I would personally say Naruto and Budokai Tenkaichi, they did well. They did well to translate that. At least in my opinion. At least they had better. They said somewhat at least moderate depth of combo. They had moderate depth of combo.
With Budokai Tenkaichi, I didn't hate it as much as I don't even hate. The thing is, like, I don't think they're bad games. I just think
I understand
the genre, and the reason I say that is because I agree with the genre in general. I think the beauty in fighting games comes when you're playing a character and you have to learn the movesets, you have to learn the combos and shit like that. When it comes to arena fighters, it doesn't really become like, are you pressing the right buttons at the right time? Are you like reading shit correctly? It's like, you got the right assists. All right, cool. So this is how you're gonna do this infinite combo. Or like, even when I hear a lot of people talk about the Demon Slayer game that came out recently, a lot of them were like, Demon Slayer fights, whoever wastes their assist first loses. That's how those games go. It's like when you cannot get out of the combo, that is when you lost the fight. And I hate that because usually in a game like Tekken, if they drop the combo, you can like normal your way out of shit or whatever. Like it shouldn't be like, that's the reason I don't like arena fighters, amongst other things. But outside of that, it was funny because we were talking about multiverses and this became an arena fighter slander. I think that those games are good and they were iconic. I think that they're amazing. I personally, the reason I say I don't like arena fighters is because I feel like every arena fighter game would have been better if it was just an action RPG. Like if you had the like Naruto Ninja Storm, if you just had that combat system, but like as an action RPG, not as like I'm fighting one other person, but like I'm gonna fight through this area, shit like that. I think it would have worked way better. But that's just me personally.
I feel that.
So outside of anime games that we're probably not going to see in multiverses because it was a huge segue. Things I would like to see, characters I would like to see. Samurai Jack would be sick.
Bro, you read my mind. You read my mind.
Like Samurai Jack. There's so many, and there's so many niche. Because the thing is, it's all of WB. So like, we could see Harry Potter in this shit, bro, if we really think about it.
I bet money Harry Potter's in there. There's no way they wouldn't put Harry Potter in there. He's too big. And that's too much money gained. And people to the site, if you don't put Harry Potter in there, they put him in there. They would.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anybody else that I would like to see.
I got one who I want to see.
Go for it.
Only one person, and it makes perfect sense. Like, y'all need to have him in there. Like, the one. Neo. Nigga, like the Matrix, bro.
That was
Neo
in my brain. I was like, that's sick. That's actually
really,
are you
shitting me? Having Neo in a fight, bro, he's in one he's literally just edge guarding just right here, just come on, are you serious?
That would be sick, bro. That would be sick.
If they drop him, I would main him to the day I die. To the day I die, I would main him. Oh my goodness. I absolutely would.
We're also gonna get like wacky ass characters. So like,
100%.
I see Fred Flintstones is gonna be in this game.
Bro,
I could see that
and
easily.
He's bowling for a finish. He just pulls out the bowling ball and just gets him out of there. I absolutely would.
He drives the car or whatever, and then like runs you over with the thing. Like, I think it would be hilarious. There's a lot of, and that's the thing is that they have all of Cartoon Network and like Boomerang basically.
Absolutely.
So like all those old
cartoons. Duck Dodgers.
All the old cartoons are valid.
Duck Dodgers. Oh my gosh! If they get Duck Dodgers in there,
Duck, and he has like Duck Dodger moves,
the Duck Dodger skin.
Like,
Oh yeah, I need that because Duck Dodgers, the new Duck Dodgers, the newer one, like from 2005, 6. That was my joint. So if they put that in there, I will be hyped. I would also play him as well. Like
Let's
there's
not
so much they can
forget.
tap into.
Yeah, let's not forget that they also own all of DC. So like
Facts.
literally any
Any DC character.
character could be in
And
it.
that's gonna
Like
be hard. That's gonna be hard
anybody.
to pick from too. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
hard list to like really single out and stuff.
Their
So
roster could be massive if they want it to be. Literally,
and
if they want it to be, it could be enormous.
I want it, and I want it to be. I
For sure.
really want it to be. My boy Los in the chat said Dexter is a Kirby Pikachu like character. I can see that, like Dexter's Lab. I can
Dexter?
Loki see that.
I don't know. I don't know if it would be more. I don't know. I would see him more as like Olimar, where like he's just like he uses his inventions. Like Kirby and Pikachu is like.
Yeah.
Olimar was more like I'm a pull, like if you've ever played Pikmin or whatever.
Yeah,
he pulls
yeah.
out the Pikmin and uses them.
Oh yeah,
as,
yeah,
like,
and then he roll. Yeah, the other shit. Yeah,
yeah.
other stuff.
But like
I
can
feel
see
that.
something like that.
There's
There's so many.
like there's
Think about
actually too many.
like think about if they added like, because the thing is that there is, so HBO Max does have a Crunchyroll section, so there is some kind of collaboration.
Is that a lane? A lane?
I just don't know. They might be able to get away with it the way the Lego series gets away with making Lego games, because Lego games are
Facts.
like Lego Batman doesn't need the license for Batman. It needs the license for Lego Batman. That's how they get away with making those games.
And it's the magnet that way.
So I don't know if there's any way they can finagle it, but
hey man, I'm just like, oh my Nick. Give me Ben 10. Give me Benjamin. Give me Benjamin Tennyson.
Kind of crazy.
Give me Benjamin Tennyson.
Ben 10 would be kind of
Give me Tennyson. Now you can give me him. You can give me the Alien Force version. You can give me specific joints. Like, come on now.
Give me Tony Soprano. Give me Tony Soprano from The Sopranos.
The gabagool. The gabagool.
The gabagool. Like, they have so many options. It's not even funny. Like, this game could be. Everybody says there's a Smash killer, and I don't think that this game will end Smash, but this game will for sure give it. I think this will be the game that actually gives it a run for its money, because everybody likes Brawlhalla's combat, but Brawlhalla doesn't have like the big names. They have certain, like, they got some like WWE
they got good
stars
names,
like Rayman.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have like a deep roster of big names.
I feel like their gameplay is cool, but it's like it's kind of it's simple. They have a few classes, but they didn't have like a dedicated moveset for each character. And it's like, okay, it isn't like their certain feel or whatever. Some of them are just skins of characters. And it's not that. It's like a certain depth that isn't all the way there.
But I don't think that, like, from what we've seen, I don't think that that's like a terrible thing though, because like, for example,
not necessarily.
Yeah, because like from what we've seen of like the gameplay of like, for example, Shaggy, I never seen that motherfucker power up or whatever, but like it still kind of fits because of what we know of Shaggy as, of like the memes and shit.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it makes sense. So like I don't necessarily hate it, because like if the game, because it does look simple, I think they do that for a reason, because if they made it too complicated and made each character have too many moves or whatever, they're not going to have space to really make a roster of individual characters. You're going to have a lot of overlap. The way Smash Bros has, like, everybody's like, oh, all the sword fighters are the same. Yeah, because they've given them so many moves. You can only give them so many moves when they all literally are basically the same people. And even in the games, they all are literally like, I'm the hero with the magic sword. Like, you can't give them that many different moves. So I'm not like, that's one thing that I would hope they kind of shy away from, is having too complex of a character, because then you won't have a reason to branch out. But then it also gives you the problem of like, you pick a character and you get counter picked, you're kind of fucked because you don't have a lot of options. You know? So we'll see. I'm excited to see how they build this out. For sure, honestly, for sure.
Yeah, very, very intrigued, man. I feel like, from what we've heard from them, it seems like they're very dedicated to actually making this a good experience for everybody. Again, from the characters to the actual gameplay to the rollback netcode, it seems like they're being very, very responsive in how they're actually approaching, these play tests and just everything so far from what we've been seeing from like the first video to now. Also, this is a random last one. Yakko Wacko and Dot, give me the Animaniacs and make them like ice climbers or some shit like that.
That would
Do
be
it.
pretty cool.
Do it.
Or even if they could switch out. But even then, that would
Facts.
give them they would be so like if it were like Pokemon Trainer, it'd be nuts.
Oh
But
yeah,
again, it would give them so many options. It's not even funny. Like
bro.
they would be kind of busted unless the cooldown for them switching is high,
Facts.
or even like they can only switch when they die.
I can put nigga Freakazoid. You can put him in there too. Like, yo, there's too many slots, bro. Honestly, if this character roster was like 100 deep, it would be amazing. Honestly, yo, don't spare no expense when it comes to pulling up on characters, because I feel like that's what brings people in. Honestly, like
It does. People play Smash not because they want to play for the gameplay, but because, oh, is that Kirby? I love Kirby. I want to play a game where I fight as Kirby. That's why people play.
Facts.
Casuals, at least, that's why they play Smash.
Yeah, brand recognition, literally. And you can pull in like, hey, yo, bro, we got this dude in this fighting game. We got all of them. You could fight Bugs Bunny with Superman right there. Make them fight. Boom. Yeah. That's a lot of stuff, man. Jay in the chat said, "Mumble from Happy Feet, please." Oh my gosh, what the hell is this dancing as? What did he got to do with anything?
Is he even owned? Is he owned by WB? Do they own that?
I feel like they might.
You have them. They got to be owned by WB.
I feel like they might. But Happy Feet, what the hell is Happy Feet gonna do, bro? You gonna tap dance one time and clear the stage? Like, what is that gonna do? And they do own Happy Feet. Yeah, they do. So I'm just like, I guess. Whatever, man. It is what it is, man. But Multiversus, I really hope this game comes out fantastic. We're keeping an eye on you. Also on, say most anticipated joints, man. We looking out. All right.
For sure.
On to the last two little stories of the day, man. We heading into the trailer trove, y'all. This is part of the show. We deal with anything, movies, TV, anime, all types of visual entertainment where we sit back and watch. So let's talk about the two stories that we got on the slate. So first and foremost, they finally did it. They finally dropped some trailer footage on us for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series dropping May 25th. Of course, it showed Ewan McGregor as the titular character, the presence of the Empire post episode 3, a look at the Inquisitors, including the Grand Inquisitor, and a whole lot of musical fire, because John Williams already put that duel to face on top of the trailer because you already know it's heat. And it was just so good. So what you thinking about the trailer, man? Kenobi, what's going on with it?
I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I don't really like to talk about it because of the community. But I am excited. I haven't seen any of the newer stuff, mostly because I saw the first season of Mando, and it's good. It's a good show. I don't know why I stopped. I think I watched the first season of Mando, and I don't know, did it come out after or before episode 9? It was I think it might have been after, right?
I think it was after.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, this gives me hope as a Star Wars fan because of the big bag fumble of episode 9. And then I was like, I kind of don't want to get back in. I don't want to fall back in love with this franchise, but Kenobi does look sick, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of my favorite characters. So it's kind of hard to argue. It's kind of hard to ignore.
I'm not going to lie. Dude, You got to go through before you go watch Kenobi. Just catch up, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie.
I know, and that's the thing is I'm not against it either.
No, yeah.
The main reason I didn't start the other shows, there's really no big main reason actually. I kind of just because of work and shit. When I get home, I don't really want to watch
lost
TV.
In the shuffle. Yeah.
Yeah, but I might have to put my time into it because it definitely seems like it's gonna be a good show. I can't even. I saw the trailer and I was like, wow, am I feeling happy for a Star Wars anything? That's pretty crazy because I'm a burnt fan. I'm a burnt out fan. I was just kind of off of it for a while.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I was slightly aroused looking at the trailer. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. This shit was crazy, bro. I am so happy this is finally coming through, bro. We get Hayden Christensen, we get Obi-Wan, we get a look at, Tatooine again, all these new planets. I'm pretty sure a bunch of different twists and surprises. The whole Inquisitor, the Inquisitor base from the trailer and stuff. So we're going to get a lot of the Inquisitors. And, oh my gosh, where that can tie into, if y'all play Jedi Fallen Order, that's a tie into that as well, where we also seeing some of the Inquisitors pull up and come through. We were also on that same base in the game. So it's just a lot of cool stuff intertwining. And again, with stuff like this, my faith has been restored because of Mandalorian, because of the Book of Boba Fett, because of stuff like this. My faith has fully been restored in live action Star Wars. So I'm already expecting this to have some type of goodness in it. And the fact that Obi-Wan's in it by himself, you know what I'm saying, all alone, that's enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm watching that first day. As soon as it drop out, I'm there. I'm gonna fix the servers myself. I'm gonna be in the server room looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it works. But my thing is, this needs to be completely focused on Obi-Wan and only have a couple of glimpses for other characters, you know, how they shine. Like, it needs to be 80%, 80 to 90% Obi-Wan, and the rest is everybody else.
Yeah.
It's been so long since we've seen Obi-Wan have his time to shine in the sun. Ewan McGregor's performance as Obi-Wan, and I want to see it all. I want all that. I want freaking flashbacks to the Clone Wars of him in his armor. I want all this stuff. I want to see him have dilemmas, bro. If it's literally like a 10-hour marathon of him just drifting, you know what I'm saying, with his damn animal in the desert, just reflecting on life being sad, I want it. I want it. It's been a long time since we had Obi-Wan, so I feel like we need a show and a series that is fully focused on him and his just dealing with everything post episode 3, kind of the failure, the drop of the Jedi Order, what he has to do to, again, protect, you know what I'm saying, protect Luke, watch over Luke, and what he has to do to, again, survive at this point, because it's an all-out hunt for Jedis, man. So I really, really want this. I want this to be super focused, super focused on Obi-Wan and what he's dealing with right now. And plus, of course, give me Darth Vader fights. Give me these one Darth Vader fights. Stop playing with me. That's all I'm saying. But I'm fully invested in this. This is gonna be great. I have no question that it will be fire. Yeah, man. May 25th cannot come fast enough.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I'm really happy for the Star Wars fans.
100%, man. Damn, May is a stacked ass month, bro. I love it. You know what I'm saying? May my birthday month, so it's always good shit. Always pops around in terms of superhero stuff or Star Wars nerd shit, whatever you want to call it. Like, always good stuff dropping May. So I'm stacked. My bank account's gonna be in tears. You know what I'm saying? Filing all these subscriptions and shit, but it's okay. It's okay. And the last story from today, and specifically from the trailer trove, man, one of the days I feared would happen, it actually has come. It's time. So the live action Scourge is picking up more steam, as this week Deadline have reported that the God of War series has been put into talks for a live action TV show on Amazon Prime Video, with rumors swirling that the creator / executive producers of The Expanse would be tapped to co-produce this with Sony. It seems that a lot of PlayStation's IPs are making more aggressive moves into the TV / movie scene by the day. So, what are we thinking about, man? I don't know how to feel about this, man. I'm scared. A little part of me is excited, but I'm 99.999% scared.
The only way they're gonna learn to make good video game movies is by making a bunch of bad ones. That's just
fair.
How it is.
And this is a TV series. It's different. It's completely different.
You're right. You're not wrong. So it's like this is literally like maybe the second or third of its kind of. I don't think it will be bad necessarily, because we've had like God of War is just like God of War is Greek shit with an extra character.
Yes,
that's what it is. And we've seen pretty solid Greek retellings and things like that. Especially a TV show, I think gives it way more space, because if it was a movie, I'd be concerned, but it's giving it a lot of room to grow. It really just depends on how much God of War is going to be told in one season of the show. Are we doing it per game, one game of 10 hours? I think you could pull off retelling the God of War story, the first game. I think you could pull off doing that in 10 hours. Maybe a little bit rushed. That's also a thing. Maybe.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Where will they pick up and where do they leave off? Like, are they going to start in like the 2018 story, the reboot story, when he's actually a father? Or will they pick up in the OG where he's just like trying to figure out what's going on, you know what I'm saying, as you know, before he became the Ghost of Sparta, or when he turns into the Ghost of Sparta? Like, where does it pick up?
I think if they're smart, they'll pick it up from the beginning, because that way they can just keep leading out. Like, they have a lot of time. So, like, any anime fans, you can attest to, like, back in the day where they had like, let's make anime the same time we're making the mangas, and you had like filler shit. Like, if you start all the way at the beginning of this franchise, because we're getting Ragnarok, which will be the 5th game. If you do one game a season, you could have all 4 seasons done before before Ragnarok is even. Well, actually, Ragnarok will be out, and even maybe another game will be out by the time
Yeah,
if they
facts.
make a sixth one. Like, you have a lot of time, you have a lot of space. The thing that I don't really like about them producing this show already is that they didn't make The Last of Us isn't even out yet, so
Facts.
we don't know. Halo isn't even out yet, actually.
Nope. This month.
Yeah, so we don't even know
How the reception is going to be, like how did it even turn out exactly? What's the kind of the standard for these types of
what
series?
mistakes. That's the big thing. Is like
Facts.
where did they fuck up? Because even if you're not a Halo, even if you're not talking with the Halo crew or you're talking about the Halo cast or whatever, as a show writer, you can see like they did not perceive this new character very well because of Y, or they didn't like XYZ because of Y. I also don't think that's necessarily a bad thing either, because I think the fans are gonna shit on it regardless, and I don't really want.
Yeah, and some
No
people might
offense
like
to
it
a lot of-
regardless. Honestly,
Yeah, no offense to a lot of the video game community, but like a lot of you motherfuckers have horrible takes for stupid reasons, and it's very petty, horrible takes for stupid reasons. And I don't want people who are writing shows to be like, oh well, this is the audience we're seeking out. Like, don't seek them out. They're never gonna be happy. You got to make something good for everybody. Don't focus on the gamers, because they're gonna play the game. They want the game. They don't want the show.
Yep, that's like the focus of these shows needs to be, okay, can this show, if we take the label of this IP off and make this show, will it still be a good show? They need to focus on making quality product instead of just making the ties to whatever IP franchise, blah 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 blah. That's what needs to be the focus first and foremost, bro. Because I'm like, if you make a good film that doesn't have a certain title on it, people are gonna flock to it still. But now that you added the layer of, oh, we associated with this franchise, we have these elements here, couple callbacks here and there, people are gonna absolutely eat it up. Prime example. Batman. I'm gonna say it again. Watch Batman. This is another time I'm saying it. Watch it. If it didn't have any Batman in it, it was just some random detective flick, it would be fantastic still. Because of the actual investment into the plot, into the characters, into the world building, all that stuff just came together in a beautiful mix, and that's what made that story great. So the focus of these series and titles, specifically with God of War, needs to be, how can you push this across the screen? Because I don't think this is necessarily easy to translate and make impactful, because you know what I'm saying, like, okay, God of War, dude, killing everybody, you know what I'm saying, like, he don't really say too much, you know what I'm saying, okay, he angry at the gods, he cool, there's this, that, and the third, but how do you make that palatable across the screen, and how do you convey a deeper range of engagement and emotion out of all this stuff? Because he was angry for 3 games, big dog. He was angry for 3 games, and he didn't say as nearly as much as somebody might say in a TV show. Facts. Yeah. Not until the 2018 God of War he starts actually saying something that's like, on a deeper range of emotion, perceive it, you know what I'm saying, to that perception. But there's a lot of extrapolation that these producers have to do to make a palatable TV product. And will it be in line with something that's quality, 1, 2, with some of the connotations of the brand and IP that they're working with, to make people come in, okay, so the casual viewer can see it on one level, oh, this is a good show. And 2, the casual viewer who has experience with the series, oh, this is a good show that also has all these callbacks and references to the series. There's so many layers and audiences they kind of have to not necessarily cater to, but cater to when it comes to making a show. So there's a lot of weird ground they need to tread. Of course, me personally, I'm always hold the stance, unless it's like an anime adaptation or something like that. That's what's it called? That Studio Wit or something like that's gonna pick up. I don't need to see this in live action. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to see any other adaptation stuff like this. It's whatever. But the fact that they're committing so hard because of Sony's strategy, of course, to put all of their IPs into different places, whether it be TV, movies, to try and increase their brand awareness, to be an entire ecosystem of gaming excellence and an entire universe, so to speak. That's what they want, and that's what they're pushing so hard to get all these movies and TV shows out. You already see that Uncharted has been gone, and it was like, oh yeah, they called it a movie franchise already. They're trying to build that to the moon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Last of Us series, they're working hard to get that out. The God of War series, Twisted Metal's already been booked for a series. There's so much stuff in the rotation right now that they're trying to push out aggressively. So we know their game is to make this thing a consistent thought for PlayStation. They want you to see it everywhere. They want you to see the series everywhere. But my question comes with the quality. And when it comes to God of War, this needs to be quality, man. You need to have quality, in my opinion. You got to focus on making a good show before you start making a Sony IP a show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And also,
Absolutely.
who would you want to see play Kratos if that's the thing? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. There's only one person that needs to play God of War in any Kratos in any capacity. That's Christopher Judge. That's the dude who voices him. So make of that what you will. Make of that what you will.
I would agree with you, because honestly, I can't think of anybody who could do it better. To be honest with you, I genuinely cannot think of a better actor, because it's just like
bro was mocapping anyways.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like he's a very unique character, and not like super unique. Like there's no other ones like him, but it's just like I just can't see a better performance. But
it's hard.
I'm also not a casting director.
Facts, also true. I'm just like, for me, it's hard to convey emotion and that range of performance in a lot of stoicism, and that's what Christopher Judge does a lot when he had his chance, and he's having his chance. He took Kratos to another level, as much as people, you know what I'm saying, like to admit it or not. You know what I'm saying? People were cool with this Kratos, you know what I'm saying, with the previous Kratos and stuff like that. I completely forget who it was. You know what I'm saying? Somebody shoot me in my kneecap. I apologize. But this performance of Kratos in this 2018 run has taken it to such a level where it's like, yo, bro, you empathize so much with him now. He's not just some, you know what I'm saying, some super violent, thoughtless, brute killing gods and doing whatever just because he was mad at them for, you know what I'm saying, killing his people. He had the sad story behind it, but now the emotion is so much more conveyed through Christopher Judge. So I'm like, I really, really, really want to see them do this right. And I feel like a lot of that could be down to casting Christopher Judge as Kratos. Now, of course, I'm not no casting director. They can do some, you know what I'm saying? Like Jay said in the chat, they could cast Scarlett Johansson as Kratos and we'll be on some other shit. You know what I mean? Also, cool idea. If they do go to the 2018 route, casting Ashtray from Euphoria as Atreus, I'm not gonna lie, I would not be mad at that. I would not be mad at that whatsoever.
That would actually be sick.
I would high key take that. But there's so many decisions and paths that can go. Take your time and make a great show. Please focus on making those.
There's no rush for this.
Absolutely none. Because I'm going to be honest, I did not want to see this at all. So the fact that it's on the way, I will do my best to support this because I do love God of War as a series. It's definitely one of my favorites of all time. So take your time. Take your time.
For sure.
All right, man. And with that being said, that's all she wrote on terms of our planned stories. Anything that we missed, anything we missed from this week?
Honestly, there's not anything that I can think of. No news, at least.
Oh my gosh, Jay is slowly spelling out Mario in the chat, and I pray that trailer never comes. I pray that trailer never comes. Oh, it's never gonna show up. I already told you what's gonna happen.
There was something that Nintendo announced, but I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Nintendo announced something this week. What?
It was a delay. It was a delay for something. Oh my god! I'll look it up.
A delay? The hell are they delaying? Oh my gosh! Do not, guys. Twitter's a cesspool. I'm sorry. I subscribe. I know. So I'm here for this place, but I typed in Nintendo and literally the first thing next to it was just Big Sean. I'm like, bro, y'all wild for this. Y'all wild, bro. Y'all are actual fiends. This is what y'all searching up in the search bar? Come on, man. Oh, it was Advance Wars.
That's what it was. Yes. It wasn't something crazy, but I remember they did announce something got delayed.
It was because of the conflict and stuff that's going on right now with Russia and Ukraine. They're like, it's probably not in good taste to release that, which is just very smart, understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. Smart on their part. Oh man. Oh, I was gonna say, wait, when does Mario Strikers come out? But it does not come out.
So till summer, I think.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, we good. Aside from that, man, dude, don't act like that's not your what. Get the hell out of here. Let's get the hell out. Anyways, man, that's all the topics that we had, man. Any closing notes before we get on out of here?
Guardians of the Galaxy is on Game Pass. If you were ever thinking about getting that game.
Yes. For a game that apparently did not meet expectations because of probably the poor marketing. Play that because that's one of the best games of last year. Yes, hands down.
And then, I'm dropping a new video on Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can find them at Wotaku channel. That's right. Say it again. WOTAKU space CHANNEL on YouTube. You can find it right there on Wednesday, man. Look out for that heat.
Yes,
Look
sir.
out for that heat, man. So yeah, and also you can find them, of course, on all the platforms at WenEazy, social platforms and whatnot. You can find me, ThatManTripp, on all platforms, man. We got a couple videos. I gotta work on a video this weekend. Soccer related stuff, football related stuff. We're trying to get into that sports content on one side, so please be on the lookout for that. We had a couple more stuffs in the tuck, of course. And follow No Cooldown Pod on Twitter. Share the podcast. Go rate us, you know what I'm saying, highly on these podcast apps. We're really trying to get up and out of here. Honestly, we're making our way, man. We're really making our way. Closing notes for this week. Yeah, I'm about to play the shit out this WWE 2K22 now that it's here.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That does come out.
Yeah, I already pre-ordered. This shit's out today, so my second controller comes in, I think, right now. Honestly, so I'm about to whoop my little brother ass. We're gonna have some fun. Gonna edit some videos. Listen, go tell people you love them. You know what I mean? Go drink y'all water. Stay on y'all grind. Don't let no BS stop nobody. You know what I'm saying? Show love. Let's get it, man. We trekking on. It's a good year right now. It's a good year. All right, man.
Yeah,
That's
for
it
sure.
from us. On behalf of No Cooldown for episode 13, we are out of there.